Aegis threw that headshot there, so the res pressure still went off, and Chat will go down.
But
hold on, yeah. Ventari's low, but now Sizer's so low though. Sizer getting the heal off. Will Ventari go down? Ventari will go down, and Chat gets himself back up into play now. Sizer's low, and he takes Sizer down. Oh my goodness.
Either 30 seconds, they're really trying to push in. They still have that one cap in their favor as well, but CM is just completely over them at this point. Let's see again.
18 seconds.
Pushing in, super throwing down the fire field here at the moment. They're trying their best to focus the Lord. 10 seconds left in the game. The Lord's at about 80% health. They're just really trying. 60, 40, 5 seconds. Here we go.
If they get this,
health.
it's possible. They might get this, Blue.
Oh my goodness. Are they gonna
no! Yes, they got it!
Everybody, what is going on? My name is Blue, and welcome to this week's Mistpedia 2 vs 2 North American Cup, which is now actually the only Mistpedia 2 vs 2 tournament, as ESL will soon be taking over the European 2 vs 2 Cup. Once again, my name is Blue. I'll be your host. Helseth and Sizer were supposed to be joining me tonight. However, again, as such, they kind of had to back down from that due to other obligations they did have in the morning for them. We'll try to get them again sometime in the future. Keep in mind, we do want to have some guest casters coming to play, but unfortunately, we're not able to make it here tonight. However, that's not going to stop us. We are live and ready to go, guys. So, we are going to get started in just a minute. We've got an 18 bracket tonight, so a nice even bracket. Nobody gets any buys or anything like that. We did randomize the brackets once again, however, as you do check them out once again. Those can be brought to you anytime by doing an exclamation point brackets in the chat, and then Nightbot will provide you with a link over to our brackets over on Battlefy. But again, checking out the teams really quickly. We've got the Order of Avalon coming back from next week. We're going to be having Jaws with lasers, who I think was Sharks with lasers, basically, coming into play, or two of the representatives from that team. What's up, Bay? What are you doing, which I think is Cade's team this week. I want to say he's playing with Zombify. Yes, we'll see them play. Hashtag Believe will be making a return this week. That was second place team from last week. Eat More Chicken. Once again, that is going to be Storm's team, previously representing of VVV Gaming. Also going to be having No Clue, Renki's Amore's team, who is playing with Hatui today, actually. And then, of course, we have our champions from last week coming back once again, outplayed by Children with Wakey and Backpack. Let's not waste any more time, guys. Sorry, there's like a mosquito in here or something. Anyway, let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's go in-game and get started with our first game. So, going into the map itself here, we're going to take a look. First of all, we obviously have to change the overlay very quickly, as I had not done that. The patch kind of screwed things up a little bit there, but we're getting it all set up now. We're getting everything... Oops, sorry, spelled Children wrong. There we go. Patch kind of screwed things up a little bit. Wasn't entirely sure who was going to be going first, so we got everybody in. We're all ready to go now, though. So we're going to get started with our first game of the day in just a second. For those that are unfamiliar with the format we do run here at the Mistpedia Weekly 2 vs 2 Cups, it's arena format, meaning that when the game does start, players will come out of the gate. The entire map is free game with the exception of the upper platforms. Once the game starts, you do need to leave those platforms, and you cannot re-enter them. If you do try to re-enter them, we will immediately eject you from the game and disqualify you. But once again, as it is arena style, it is going to be the first team to kill the other team. First team scored 50 points basically, but once they die, they can't come back into things either. Restrictions. We allow stacking of classes, however, we do not allow mirror builds. If you are running with 2 people running the same class, you have to run different builds to prevent, like, super cheesy stuff and whatnot. And as well, we don't allow double bunkers, and we ban PU measures. Other than that, though, completely fair game, run whatever you want, and yeah, just win best of 3s all the way to the grand finals, at which point it is a double elimination best of 5 set. But that is enough rambling, guys. We are just set and ready to go, so let's get started with round 1, which is going to be between Outplayed by Children and No Clue. Apologies once again for my typing on the stream, as mechanical keyboards feel so good we have to keep them on stream even though they're a very loud device. Might want to consider getting an actual, like, directed mic so you don't have to hear that. But anyway. Don't forget, by the way, guys, that we also have the 3v3 Cup. We have the 3v3 Cup happening tomorrow as well. There is an EU version of that. We all teams signed up for that right now, though. So, make sure you guys are checking that out. As again, if we don't get 4 teams, we need 4 teams in each region. Keep that in mind too, because I saw some troll submissions last week when we had a 2v2 regional cup, and I can't count those technically speaking. So, make sure you guys are signing up correctly if you do sign up for those, and we need at least 4 teams for tomorrow. So sign up for that to get the 3v3 Cup going as well. But there will be an EU and North American version of that. The EU one happening at 2 p.m. Eastern, and the North American one happening the same time as this Cup at 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and that's a weekly Cup as well. But here we go, guys. The gates are about to open up. Once again, we got Team No Clue. It's Hatui and Rinki Zamora playing with the Engineer and Necromancer combo, going up against our champions from last week. The rather tanky composition of Backpack and Wakey over here, who are playing once again with Celestial Amulets on both of their players. Obviously, again, Rifle and Celestial Engineer, and then the Dagger Celestial Strength Elementalist. No engagement from either side, just as of yet. Backpack actually standing still. Not entirely sure if he's lagged out or not. Nope, okay, he's there. We were actually getting some reports of player lag. Just wanted to note that too. What the heck? Is there people lagging, or are we just having some issues here? I was noticing players getting reports of lag, so hopefully that doesn't interfere too much tonight, but I believe it might be screwing up this match. But regardless, though, we're seeing some very nice bursts coming off on Hatui at the moment. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Was able to get that very nice heal out, though, keeping himself alive, was able to get out of there, and actually is going to turn the tables over back onto Wake, putting him very much so on the defensive. He did swap into his water attunement here, and he's going to be getting quite a lot of heals back onto himself now. But once again, will still be taking a bit. Again, trying to see her as he tries to get away, actually. Blue team doing some nice work, but at the same time, you can note that Hatui will actually be the first one to go. Wakey will also go down here, so we're going to have a bit of a close match. Rinky's more will be able to get that stealth off, and as well, we'll see a fear going off onto Hatui, further increasing the distance between Wakey and himself over there. Backpack now immobilized too by the turret there, then maybe it'll knock Wakey out. Very good teamwork coming out here from No Clue, and I believe with him going down, we're only going to have Backpack left and alive, and now we will see, probably at least, the first round go into the favor of No Clue. They still need to eliminate Backpack, granted, but in a 2v1 with both players being at basically full health, that should be a pretty easy task for them to accomplish. Of course, Backpack, being the youngster, as we'll call it, that he is, will probably try to prolong this match as long as possible, so we'll have to wait and see. Is actually doing quite well in the 1v1 versus 2A at the moment, but again, Rinki Zamora will come in and screw that right up. Nice pop, the Elixir S will prevent a significant amount of damage from going off on a Backpack, but as we all know, Backpack, once again, is going to try to delay this for as long as possible, and as he is running a Celestial NG, might take a bit of time. So moving himself away. He'll finally be going into the downstate here right now. Blue team now coming in for a stomp. They'll knock him out. And there we go, guys. Nice first round coming in there for Team No Clue. They're going to put themselves up 1-0 in the set, and now just one game away from knocking the previous week's champions into the lower bracket, moving themselves on to the winner's bracket semifinals. So once again, guys, we're going to crank up the tunes, and as soon as we are ready for round 2, we'll come right back to you.
soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And we are coming right back, guys. It's round 2 now of Outplayed by Children and No Clue. We saw a very nice play coming out there, immediately dropping this match down to a 2v1 there. A little bit of hesitation, I would say, in the start. That or there was some lag on the server. However, a nice play indeed there, as we did see both players get very low, but blue team chose to take the supportive option coming in there. We saw Rin Kizamura save for 2. He had gone into the downside after excessive pressure from Backpack, was able to get his Toss Elixir S onto his down teammate, res him back up into play, and in addition to that, while he was down, Hatui actually got a fear off onto Backpack, putting an insane amount of distance between Wakey, who at the time was down as well, and himself, pretty much guaranteeing the kill onto Wakey there at the time, and bringing it down to a 2v1. The rest of it was just kind of a stalemate, where we saw Backpack actually might have had a chance against the 1v1 there versus Hatui, but again, obviously, support from Rin was just a couple steps away, and more than likely that game was going to be in the bag regardless, ever since Wakey had got knocked out. But in round 2, we're seeing a similar focus coming out to play here. Wakey taking an excessive amount of damage as he does roll away, but obviously, again, Hatui going in a bit too deep over here, as he himself has taken quite a bit. He is going to be able to pull back here, get his own heal off, probably going to try to get the clutch signal off over here on the Backpack, and will be able to do that right now. Going to pop that off there. A lot of Connie's rolling on the back. He is going to have to deal with these, but again, as we take a look at him, his Connie cleanse has actually just been used. That was actually popped at a very nice time, as he's not going to cleanse his Connies anytime soon, and he looks like, yeah, he's going to go directly down. Is in stealth, granted, but he has no way to resurrect himself. Wake is going to go down, so unless blue team does not know his position, which I do think they know, at least generally speaking, where he is here, they should be able to find him and stomp him out, and that'll guarantee a 2-0 victory here right at the start for Team No Clue. They still have to eliminate Backpack, granted, but there they go. They have found his body, and then I'll come in for the stomp and open up today's cup. Outplayed by Children, knocking them into the lower bracket and pushing forward No Clue on to the next round. We're going to take about a 1-minute break, guys, and when we do get our next players in here, we are going to get started with the second set. So stick around, we'll be back in just a minute with more of the Mistpedia Weekly 2 vs 2 Cup.
I feel good.
And welcome back, guys, once again to the Mistpedia Weekly 2 vs 2 Cup. I'm Blue, your one and only host for this evening. We are moving on to our second game of the first round of the event tonight, where we are going to see Hashtag Believe, who took second place last week, albeit, keep in mind, they were under a different roster. They did have Urantian playing instead of Quilja, but they are going to have Nessie actually filling in this week instead of Urantian, who was playing a Ranger apologies last week, but they will have Nessie once again playing Staff Elementalist, adding quite a bit of support to the mix here right now, so we're going to see how that does pan out. And as well, they will be going up against Eat More Chicken, consisting of Breakstar as well as Mila Storm, 2 members of the team that took, I believe it was a top 8 position in TOL. That was Team Snow Monkey. So we'll see how they go up against our second place team from last week. With the engagement starting off, and as well keeping in mind the comps too. Once again, it's Ellie and DPS Guardian on the blue team. As well, we're going to be having, I believe it's Hambo over here on the red team. Apologies, no, it's Axe Shield Warrior as well. I think he has Longbow in the offset there, so he's going to be playing that kind of what we see often as a far point pusher build. And Conquest is going to be used here as an Eviscerate build as well, joined with I believe this is a Spirit Ranger? Yeah, it's playing with a Spirit Ranger as well to bring support into play. So we got a very even composition, the fact that one player is the supportive one and one player is the DPS focused one. So kind of hoping to WoW-esque 2v2s where you often have that combination too, where it's just one player is support, one player is DPS. We're seeing a lot of that come into play over the past week or so, but we will actually see the first down go over on the side of Serentine Life. The Spirit Ranger actually will find himself in the down state here first. Storm, though, did have the res banner up and ready to go and was able to pull that down. Granted, has a very long cooldown, so you will not see that again, more than likely, so you will not see that again throughout the course of this duel, at least. So they are going to have to use that now. They are going to be kind of on the hot seat here. As you can see at the moment, not many people on the blue team are actually taking damage here. Red team kind of getting knocked out here very quickly. We got a lot of AoE in there. Storm not handling it too well, and as you can see, that is really might end up being the death of them there now. With Storm being the one to go down, Serentine Life did actually have the res spirit, which he did pop the active on, so again, that'll res Storm up, but again, we're not seeing much progress made. We are actually seeing it now. Here we go, Nessie. Nice eviscerate, I believe, just connected on Nessie over there, but again, will pop himself right into water in 2 minutes, start to heal himself right back up. Again, the question will be, will he actually be able to do enough healing to keep himself up and in play? Getting very low here indeed. He will find himself in the down state, moving over to Kulja's point of view to see how he's going to handle this, how he's going to try to get his teammate back up into play, trying to go in for a res here right now. The res spirit did actually die on the side of the red team, so if they do manage to knock a target out, they will take the advantage. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen there, as we will see finally the red team getting some kills over here. Nessie will go down, followed directly by Quilja, and we will actually see Eat More Chicken take round 1, putting themselves up 1 point, and now once again, they're just 1 more point away from moving on to the next round. So we're going to turn up the tunes, guys, and as soon as our players are ready for round 2, we will be coming right back to you.
Start soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And here we go, guys. Gates are opening up for our second round between Eat More Chicken and #Believe. We just saw Eat More Chicken for, ironically enough, running the Chick-fil-A slogan as their team name. Going up against #Believe here tonight. Just took round 1 versus #Believe, our second place team from last week. So we're actually seeing kind of an interesting turn of events. Keep in mind, guys, by the way, that we did randomize the brackets. We've done it the past 2 weeks, just trying it out, seeing how it works, and you know, so far it's going pretty well. With double elimination, we don't really have to worry too much about seeding, which is why I'm kind of playing with randomized brackets right now, just to give the newer teams a better chance as well, instead of pinning them up against, like, you know, Cade and Tanny round 1. But those seems to be going pretty well, because we're getting interesting things like this, where you know, our first and second place teams from the previous week aren't actually doing so well. But anyway, going back into things here right now, the combat has begun. We do see at the moment that it's actually fairly even. Nobody really controls the field too much, but we're seeing something very similar to what we saw in the last game, where it does appear that Ranger is going to be the prime focus. Keep in mind, once again, that if he does go down, Storm will have that banner up and ready to go, but will it get interrupted? It does not appear to be the case. You do see him pulling it down directly there in front of him. No attempt to interrupt it coming out there from the blue team. Keep in mind that a lot of them don't really have many interrupts. They probably knew that res was going to come out into play. This is more of a calculated decision than anything. You take a look over here. Quilja only has, from what I can tell, at least his great sword interrupt. Not sure if he's running staff in the off end. Now, when the game actually starts, he swapped over to sword focus. There's only has that one interrupt that he can pull out into play, and it takes a pretty long amount of time to pull that interrupt out there too, because it does require 2 abilities used. That's of course including as well that Storm doesn't even have stability up and ready to go or anything like that. And then you look at Nessie, who I believe only has 1 interrupt himself, so it'd be a very hard thing to need to try and get that off. So not too surprised that didn't actually happen. But with combat resuming once again, obviously, like I said, Serentine Life was able to get himself back up into play. Tables are somewhat even, but obviously at the moment leaning directly towards the blue team, as Quilja is kind of on par with Storm and Serentine Life, but obviously Storm and Serentine Life, both of those players being low, is going to be a lot more dangerous of a combination if they both end up going out at the same time. But it's actually going to be, once again, Serentine Life to go down into the downstate here first. Nessie will execute the stomp that time. Taking a look over here out to Quilja now, seeing how he's trying to handle this, as again, we do still see Storm getting very low, and they are just going to wipe things up here. Nope, Storm not down just yet, able to survive just for a little bit here, but that's not going to be too long there, as we will finally see Storm going into the downstate, and now we are going to see the set tied up at 1-1. And with that said, we will be going on to a round 3 to tell who is going to be moving on to the next round and who will be dropped into an early lower bracket play. So stick around, guys. We'll be back in just a second with round 3. Just to kind of go over something as well while we are in between rounds here at the moment, you can see that Storm has actually swapped out his build. He's gone away from that Eviscerate build and is going to instead swap over to a character that is playing that is playing just a straight up tanky Hambo build here. Soldier's Amulet, Runes of Strength, as well as the Hammer with the Longbow there coming into play. So you're pretty typical build, and again, that trait spread that we see far too often in play here, 00626, so we'll be able to do, obviously, a lot more AoE. We'll be having a little bit less direct, but overall, we'll still be dealing quite a bit of damage. But anyway, guys, we're going into round 3 right now. This is going to decide who is moving on, so let us see who is going to take this game. Gates opening up in 1 second. Take a look, guys. Duke Nukem telling us to get started, so let us do so. Coming out of the gates here, nobody heading in the middle just yet, but it looks like red team. Nobody going to try to sneak around or anything like that, as it would appear anyway. We are seeing Storm push in over here, going to try to go on to Quilger first. The red team obviously going to take the very aggressive approach. Actually, very nice job getting that fear off over there onto Quilger, but as well, we're going to see an updraft go over here onto Storm, and they'll put a little bit of damage on him, but as he's running with the Soldier's Amulet, I believe he was running with a Zerker's Amulet previously. I could be wrong on that, though, as again, we do still see some people running the Eviscerate build take the Soldier's Amulet, although it's a much more rare occurrence. Might have been running Valkyries as well, as that is another amulet choice for that build. But again, moving on to things here at the moment, we do see that red team's still the one taking most of the damage here at the moment. Strength team like kind of had to pull out of the fight there for a second because he was taking all that AoE damage, kind of being in the fray. He's now going to fall back over here, try to reset combat. It's up to the blue team to chase him here. They are choosing to focus Valius again, and with actually Strength team like kind of being out of play, choosing to kind of reset and get himself away from things, that is obviously going to leave Storm quite exposed once again. But now we'll come into play here. He did manage to pull the Spirit out, so they're going to have that extra regeneration going on to Storm, and they'll make up for quite a bit. But obviously with extended durations of poison going on a Storm here, he's not going to survive for quite that long. Did end up going into the downstate. Now, the Spirit did actually try to get the res off. Not, I think it was out of range, I want to say, as it did look like the effect went off. It might have gotten interrupted from what I could see. That did not appear to be the case. Serentian life still going to be very low. He's actually going to run away, and Valius or Storm will get himself up here with a vengeance to try to go for a distraction play, but it does not look like it is working too well. Blue team is sitting stalwart over here. The Spirit will end up going down, not going to res Storm back up into play there, obviously, and once again, we'll only leave Serentian life back up into play. Storm going to call GG, and with that said, guys, the blue team will score a 2-1 in this set, and now we are going to be moving on to the next round, or rather, we're going to see #believe move on in the next round, and Eat More Chicken will be dropped into the lower bracket. So stick around, guys, because in just a few minutes, we're going to move on to our next game, which is going to be between Waza Bay and What Are You Doing? And I believe that is Zeus's team? I'm not sure who's, I think it's Zeus and No. I think it's Zeus, but I'm not entirely sure who's playing them. We'll wait and see, but they are going up against Cade's team, and Cade will actually be playing with Zombify this week. So stick around, guys, in just a few minutes, and we'll be coming to you with that game. And welcome back once again, guys. We are coming to you now with the third out of 4 initial rounds here in this week's 2v2 Cup. We have What Are You Doing over on the red team going up against Wazape, which is going to be Zeus and Kizos. I thought Kizos was playing for the other team, but apparently I was wrong. He's going to be hanging out with Zeus this week over here on the blue team. Builds really quickly. We got Kizos running a pretty typical Spirit Ranger build, so there's going to be a lot of support coming in from this guy over here, and as well over on Zeus's side. I believe he's going to play DD. Yep, yeah, DD with Celestial and Strength Runes, so no surprises really from the blue team. But then as we go over here to the red team, once again, Zombify. Haven't seen him play in a tournament route, so we're gonna have to wait and see how he does. Does appear to be playing a pretty standard condition build, though. Staff as well as Scepter and a Dagger offhand with Runes of Nightmare and a Carrion Amulet, with the traits being 06404. This build does kind of happen to be the new meta for Kandi builds, at least as far as we've seen in Conquest. There's obviously still some people running with Doomfire and whatnot, but a lot of the higher tier players have kind of opted to take this option. Granted, Necromancers have kind of become a rare thing to see in tournaments nowadays anyway, but when we do see them, there is a lot of Necros going for Path of Corruption, because just in general, at least from what I've experienced playing builds similar to this, they've gotten really tanky, and it does make the build a lot easier to play when you have when you're going down the path that we've often seen players going down since the patch. But moving on to Cade very quickly, I believe Cade will be playing SD as he has been playing since the patch 2606, so again, still a lot of bursts coming into play there, but the SD annoyance will be a factor here as well. We're running it with Berserker's Amulet as well as a Strength Runes as well. He'll be running it with Sigils of Air and Fire on the melee set and Sigils of Air and Generosity on the short bow set. But again, guys, that is about it for build, so let's get ready to go with the first round. And again, we are just waiting for our players to ready up, so as soon as they're good to go, we will, well, the game will start itself, actually, so we won't really have to worry about that. Just video on Kizos, and then we will get started with round one. Keep in mind, guys, once again, best of threes. First team to get 2 points moves on. Losing team gets dropped in the lower bracket. We are still in upper bracket. And yes, you do hear a smoke detector that needs a battery change. I know. I have yet to go to the store to get a new battery, so I do apologize for that, but I'm looking into fixing that soon. Just act like it's not there. It's pretty much not been there for me the past few days anyway, because I've learned to ignore it, but I obviously realize that that's an issue, so I'll be fixing that soon, guys. But anyway, game one of this set now getting started. Nobody engaging just yet, but we're going to keep our eyes on Cade. Granted, it's not the best, scenic position to start this fight off in, but it's very interesting to watch Cade regardless here, because you kind of wait and see, and Blue Team realizes it too. They realize that, again, Cade's going to be a very dangerous part of this fight, and if they're not paying attention to him, they may find themselves in the downstate very quickly, especially if they have any squishier members. Now, granted, the two members they do have are somewhat on the tankier, or rather on the bulkier side of things. You got Zeus running with Celestial, and as well you've got Kizos, and he's a Spear Ranger, and in general those tend to be rather tanky individuals, so he's not really going to have easy pickings. But if Zombify does his job well, if Zombify engages at the proper time and gets a nice Kandi bomb off, Cade can come in there and support that with his own burst and eliminate targets very quickly and precisely. But Blue Team is going to make the push here right now. We will see Zombify jumping back. Cade, believe, did jump on there on Zeus for a second. Going to try to do that again, but Zeus going to move away there with Burning Speed in order to get out of the way. Nice fear coming out there. I believe that actually came out from Kizos' Wolf there, so was able to get a fear out, but for whatever reason, I believe Nightmare Runes might have also procced onto Zeus there as well, fearing him away from the target. But Zombify taking quite a bit of damage here at the moment. He is going to be forced to run away from things, try to kite around Kizos here, but that is not happening too well. Zeus as well did pop his miss form as he did move away from things, but Zombify is going to end up going into the downstate rather quickly as well. We'll see an Earthshaker coming out here from Zeus. And with that said, it looks like round one, guys, as Cade here takes quite a bit of AoE damage, will go into the favor of our blue team, Wazape. Cade's still alive, granted, but again, doesn't have much health as HIS will come up right now. They'll put him up to about 60 to 70% health once again. But obviously, against these two, it's going to be a very hard task to accomplish. Indeed, we won't count him out just yet, but it's going to be a very hard task. He is making quite a bit of progress against Zeus here, but 6 stacks of bleed as well. That Burning Speed will connect over here. And now, with that said, our blue team will get the guaranteed first round. Put themselves up 1-0. Now just one game away from knocking What Are You Doing, with the pun there, into the lower brackets. And we'll be right back, guys, once again with round two as soon as our players are set and ready to go.
Set a horse is drawn to the kingdom come through the pain.
And we're coming back to you now with round 2. Gates will be opening up in about 5 seconds. We just saw, for those of you just joining us, Wasabe take a very quick round 1, actually, we saw there. As soon as the fight began, we saw, actually, again, a very careful start to the game, as neither team really wanted to engage with the danger of a very bursty Thief coming into play there, as well as the Kandi Necromancer. But, again, as the fight actually began, Blue Team realized very quickly that Zombify was a rather easy target to take out there, and they were able to eliminate him very quickly indeed. And, again, leave Cade on his lones in there. But we'll see now, going into game 2, how they are going to handle things. You will know Cade, obviously, again, being a lot more aggressive this time around, and Zombify 2 diving into the fray here, putting a lot of marks in the ground. You can see Kandi's going off on his Zeus, and already a much better play coming out here from the Red Team, immediately adjusting, now going much more aggressive this time, as they did realize their mistake was playing too cautiously in the last round, and it did allow the Blue Team to get a very nice engagement on them and win round 1. But it's a very different story this time, as Zeus has already found himself in the downstate here. Cade will come in for a bit of burst, but I think they may actually kind of try and let Zeus res up. I want to actually go over onto Keys' point of view over here. He has already popped it once here, and you will see because of that now they will get the kill on this. But again, they are going to get the advantage of eliminating that Spirit now in place. The reason that they weren't going for, like, okay, at least wasn't going for that huge amount of bursters, because the Spirit was within cleave range of his sword. So if he had gone through with that, the Spirit would have died, and as we saw there, the Spirit died anyway. So they were better off just going for the bit of cleave. They were able to get off there. Now Zeus will almost go immediately back into the downstate here now, and Keys will get feared off the corpse. Obviously, again, Zeus does have his Vapor Form up and ready to go, so he'll still be able to move away from that. Zombify still getting a bit low with Zeus being as low as he is, and again, you'll see Cade, they're making very quick work of a light armor down target, and indeed, as he does knock him out with very quick precision, we'll be able to knock him out there. Kizos being the last one alive, we're going to see this game turned around now, and our Red Team will come back and tie the set up at 1-1. And now, with that said, and a very nice comeback, we're going to see this pushed into a game 3.
last chance to nail down your strategy.
And it is time now for round 3, guys. Once again, it is What Are You Doing versus What's Up Bay. Set is tied at 1-1 at the moment. We have seen 2 very decisive sets so far, or apologies, 2 very decisive games so far in this set here. With in round 1, we saw our red team being a bit too cautious and ended up paying the price for that, as once the blue team did engage, they were able to make very quick work of the red team's Necromancer and knock him out of play. But now, going into our second round there, we saw quite the opposite happen, with Cade being an extremely aggressive individual going in there very quickly and knocking Zeus out with little to no trouble, leaving only Kizos alive to fend off. But now it is going to be the blue team's turn to be aggressive. We'll see how well red team handles the offensives. We do see combat getting started here again. Main target will be Zeus, and I believe he does know this, but again, he does have this fear to worry about here. It did a lot of damage to him while he was in that. Cade will fall back to us again. He is taking a bit of the sort of residual damage from the AoEs coming out, as well as Kizos too, doing a decent amount of AoE damage, or apologies, doing a decent amount of Connie damage to him at the moment here. They did pull the Nature Spirit out, and now Cade, as you can see here, does have that as his prime target at the moment. So red team not doing too hot at the moment in general here, but self-sustaining themselves, as well as applying condition damage, as well as other sources of damage to their opponent here. Zombify is actually about to go down, and Cade in general just seems that whenever he does kind of pop out of the fray here, he takes a crazy amount of damage. You can see here, I believe it's Retail right there doing quite a decent amount and pretty much forcing him to come completely out of combat. Now, keep in mind that they did actually just knock out the Nature Spirit, and that was doing a pretty decent amount of passive healing. In fact, 320 every second to these players here, so it was doing a very nice job of keeping them alive. We may see Kizos go down at the exact same time as Zombify, but Kizos is trying to make sure that does not happen while Zeus comes over here and tries to get the cleave off over onto Zombify. Cade as well is going to be in a bit of a tough spot, and there we go, guys. Cade will take far too much residual damage there, and our blue team will take a round 3, now guaranteeing themselves a spot in the winners bracket semifinals and dropping What Are You Doing into the lower bracket. That is going to end that set, guys, and now we are actually going to have to unfortunately skip our last and final first round game. We did have Order of Avalon. The reason, by the way, that we did kind of go reversed based on what you see on the brackets was because there was an issue with one of the Order of Avalon's players. He was unable to play initially due to a power outage, and I believe that is still affecting him, so unfortunately that team is going to have to drop out against the lower bracket. We'll get a free buy there as well. But again, guys, we are going to take another very short break here. We will be dropping into the consolation round to see who will be playing down there. So give us just a minute, guys, and we're going to be returning with some lower bracket games in just a moment.
Killer bees kill people, kill horses. They will attack anything that moves, anything that makes noise, smells.
They don't care what they sting. They will kill anything.
killing machine, made up of rancets that inject a venomous toxin into their victims. These frightening swarms are the result of an experiment gone wrong, a deadly mistake.
And we are coming back to you now from the lower bracket, guys. We're going to see which team will get eliminated first today. Technically, Order of Avalon was the first to get eliminated. However, they did have to drop out of this event due to a technicality, so I'm not sure if we'll count that up. But anyway, this is our first lower bracket game of the night. It is Outplayed by Children, who, interestingly enough, took first place last week and are already on the brink of elimination here, going up against Eat More Chicken, which is Breakstar. Yeah, Breakstars, as well as Mila Storm's team over here. Storm, again, for those who don't remember, previously was on the VVV squad, but then played on the team Snow Monkey during Team TOL, as well with Breakstar. So those two are going to be grouping up today for some action. And they also played last week. Not entirely sure where they ended up placing. I want to say it was in top 4. We had, I believe, a 10-team cup last week. But again, not 100% sure on that one. But guys, the game is set and ready to go. So the gate should be opening up in about 10 seconds here. So we are going to see, still best of 3, obviously. So our first team to reach 2 points will keep themselves alive and well in this tournament. And the team that does not get 2 points will be knocked out right here and right now. So with the gates opening up in 3 seconds, let's see how this is going to do. And as well, obviously, I believe most of you have noticed that this is a double Necromancer composition coming into play here from, from the blue team here at the moment. So we're going to see how well that goes. You can see that Breakstar, I believe, is running with Power Necro. Yep, Zerkers and all, and as well as Storm is going to be running with the Condi variant of things. We'll see how that plays out. You will note, however, he's not running it with, Signet of Spite. He's actually running with Plague Signet. So we'll see how that works out against Backpack and Wakey, who again have that very annoying combo to deal with here. That is going to be double Celestial Amulets on both players here, which makes them very tanky and very hard to deal with indeed, especially in a close quarters combat. You're already seeing, unfortunately, they're actually... Death Shroud is going to be very annoying in this 2v2, but as you saw, this Serentine Love got absolutely decimated there. Power Necro, very squishy class indeed there, and we're going to see him almost immediately go down after he did come out of his DS and got within range of the 2 players there. Storm is now coming in, trying to get the res off onto the players here. Good fear going out there. I believe one of them might have been Nightmare Runes, and could have been a Mark there as well, but it did manage to fear them away from things. Storm, unfortunately, is taking a bit too much damage in the process, and is going to be unable to get his teammate Breakstar up into play, and now Storm as well is going to be taking a little bit too much. He'll find himself in the downstate as well. And now with that said, Outplayed by Children is going to take the first round. Storm going to fear away Wakey in a bit of an act of spite there at the last second, but Wakey will take his revenge by jumping on his slowly evaporating corpse there. As he does finally go down, we are going to see the red team take round 1. They're going to gain 1 point, just 1 more point away from eliminating Eat More Chicken and keeping themselves alive and well in this tournament, moving them on to the next round of the lower bracket. So stick around, guys, and as soon as our players are ready up for round 2, we'll come back to you with that round.
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And we're back, guys, so welcome back again. It's Outplayed by Children versus Eat More Chicken here in the lower bracket. Eat More Chicken and the threat of elimination if they do drop this game, so let's see how well they face off against their opponents over here. You will note that both are actually, apologies, no, they're not here, as that is going to kind of move away from them. They did swap out their ultimates there at the last second. So we will still be seeing absolutely no change-ups in the builds whatsoever from the Necromancer team over here. So we'll still be running, again, Mila Storm with Condis, and Serenity Love or Breakstar will be running it with a power build. Now, again, Serenity Love kind of has to hang back here, but it's going to be a bit hard to do that when the enemy's coming in from both sides. You've got Wakey coming up from the back. You've got Backpack coming in from the front here as well. We do see Mila Storm moving in, trying to get some damage off on the Backpack, but now here comes Wakey into the fray. Crate trying to come out there from Backpack as Serenity Love moves himself back once again. May not even get a chance to pop this Lich Form in all honesty. He needs that opportunity to go to, and he's going to pull it out here. Might have been a bit of a bad choice though, as he's in the middle of these crates at the moment. We're also going to see him pulling out Swirling Winds. They're completely eliminating any of the effectiveness of his attacks here at the moment, as he just tried to spam one there in Lich Form. It's not going to happen though. Good denial coming out there from the red team. They're going to be able to knock Serenity Love out with no trouble whatsoever. And now Mila Storm, being the last player alive, does not have much to keep himself up though. He's going to go down, and now the red team will take the second round as well, giving them a 2-0 victory and eliminating Eat More Chicken from this tournament. That'll end the set, guys. Stick around, and we'll be going back up to the upper bracket now. We're going to go to our semifinals. First off, we'll go to Jaws with Lasers and What's Up, Babe. We'll take each other on, and then following that, we're going to have Hashtag Believe and No Clue taking each other on. So stick around. We'll be back in just a few moments. We're here now in the first semifinal of this week's event. Jaws with Lasers, who we're going to see play for the first time tonight. They, again, did end up with a bye versus, I believe it was the Order of Avalon was their team name. Yeah, they ended up getting a bye versus the Order of Avalon due to, again, one of their members being unable to attend tonight due to a power outage, I believe. So they get to move on through that. Checking out the build very quickly. Ferox and Moves over here. Moves will be playing a DPS Guardian with Greatsword as well as Sword and Offhand Focus. So, again, pretty standard. Actually, no, a little bit different from what we're used to seeing here from a DPS Guardian. Usually you'd see something like 2... I'm trying to remember the new system here. It's like 2-1-6-1-4, I believe. So not crazy different. Really, the only difference being is he's distributed traits a little bit differently. He does have the he does have those extra points going in Radiance and Honor over here as well for the Shield of Absorption as well as the Inner Fire. So a little bit of support coming out there from Shield of Absorption. We'll see how that plays off in the 2v2 environment. Laser Ferox as well will be running a standard Shatter build 44006. No surprises really there. Again, Sword and Offhand Pistol. Offhand Pistol's a bit odd for a Shatter build, so we'll see how that goes. But, and then moving on from that, we've got Zeus and Kizos running with Deity Celestial Ellie, as well as Kizos running with Spirit Ranger. So we'll see how things go. And our players are now being given the signal to ready up. So we'll get started with this set right now.
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright, and let's see, guys, Once again, upper bracket semifinals. Winner of these will move on to the winner's bracket final, which puts them in the hot seat to get a guaranteed spot in the grand finals, which means guaranteed prizing, as well as that very heavily coveted advantage position, which means that they only have to win the one best-of-5 set versus the player that comes in from the lower bracket, which does need to win 2 best-of-5 sets in order to take the event. But with the gates having opened, we're now going to see the engagement starting off here. Laser Ferox hanging out in the back here. Obviously, again, does be a bit careful of getting engaged on here, but in general, the players are more squishy than they are burstier. Zeus does have a bit of a dangerous component to him, so we're going to see that come into play right now. Both these players actually on the red team are a bit squishy, so it might be a bit risky. See, Laser Ferox did actually miss the knockback, unfortunately, on his Greatsword. Did connect onto the pet, but actually missed it on Zeus there, so obviously going to be wasting that cooldown there as he does try to fall back. This burn tick is actually hurting quite a bit onto him there. You can see he's sitting at about 50% health there. Obviously, did pop off his heals, so he's going to move back and away from things now as he tries to keep himself alive, tries to get some damage off, but unfortunately, right now, it is just not happening, and he's just getting melted left and right. Switching our point of view for a minute over here on the laser move, seeing how he is doing. He himself is having a bit of trouble trying to get the damage onto his opponents over here. Primary target is being Zeus at the moment, but Zeus is moving all around this map. Obviously, again, if he does manage to get that burst, it'll give his teammate Laser Ferox quite a bit of breathing room, but he's having trouble doing that. Did manage to connect a pretty that, but the con as well as a pretty good amount of bursts coming in on Zeus right now will finally give Ferox that kind of breathing room that he did need to get away from things. Zeus will be forced completely out of combat, but Laser Move's trying to keep it close. Drill updraft coming off will give Zeus a little bit more room as he does try to fall back. So check our preview on the Ferox now. Ferox is very brave here, actually trying to engage on a Zeus to finish him off, but that's not going to happen. He himself will go into the downstate. Laser Move's coming in there. Now you're going to see the effectiveness of that trade coming as he does try to get the knockback off. Did not actually connect. I believe Zeus, or apologies, Jesus. I believe Kizos had his immunity to knockbacks there still up and ready to go, or that one immunity that he does get on a cooldown there, and unfortunately was not able to peel away off the corpse there in time in order to save Ferox, leaving only moves up and alive now. And with that said, we will more than likely be seeing the blue team take round 1. But if you take a look at things, Zeus is still a bit low. There's a very small chance Laser Moves may be able to take Zeus into the downstate, but Zeus seems to have himself handled. You can see he was sitting there in the water field, was able to get off his water attunement skills, put him in a very okay position. And as you're going to see, blue team will get the win. Then I'll be up 1-0 in the set and one more game away from that excellent spot in the grand finals. So winners bracket grand finals, that is. So stick around, guys, and as soon as our players have readied up, we'll be back with round 2 of this set. And we are back now with round 2 of our first semifinal of the night with Jaws with Lasers taking on What's Up Bay. Jaws with Lasers did just drop the first round versus What's Up Bay, so we're going to see if they can redeem themselves now in the second coming here. Once again playing on the new Courtyard map. Game has already begun. Zeus playing very aggressively this round, instantly diving in over here on the Laser. Ferox knows he is the squishier target this time, so he's not going to waste any time diving right in there. You can see a lot of content being applied to Ferox, including that poison there, which is going to hurt quite a bit, but again, was able to cleanse that as he does move away from things now. In the meantime, Holy moves his hot on the tail of Zeus here as he does try to knock him out of play, but Laser Ferox still taking plenty of damage. I believe he was able to evade out of there, though, get at least out of the way of that line of, or probably just get through that line of ward in there, which should give him a bit of a nice spot to move back, as again, he does try to keep himself up and alive here. Zeus still hot on his tail, though, so moving over to Ferox once again, seeing how he's hanging on, not too good. He may find himself in the downstate very soon here, deep, but look at that, Holy Moves coming out there with the Healing Breeze, as we will note here, too, that look, Holy Moves has switched off of a DPS Guardian build. It is now a full-on support build, relying completely on Ferox for the damage. Going over to Ferox again, he does need to turn things around and get some damage here. As again, the DPS, or the bot is the Bunk Guardian, obviously cannot win this on his own, so he needs to get some serious burst onto Zeus here if they want to have any chance of coming back in this set. Ferox again taking plenty of damage, moving on to moves. He cannot support his teammate for much longer. He is going to be able to pull out the Sanctuary, but in terms of team support, not sure what he's got left. He does end up going down, but again, as he is the Sanctuary, should at least be able to get him back up into play. Sanctuary expires, but he gets him back up into play, and now they are going to make a move to go away from here. But hold on, Moves is moving away. We are actually going to see the Healing Breeze coming back into play. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get to Ferox in time in order to heal his own teammate up with that. He will have to try and go for this mana res, but there is so much AoE cleave coming in here. Holy Moves is going to have to use that on himself, but no, he actually, no, I'm trying to apologize. No, he did not get Ferox back into play. I thought I mistook Zeus for him there for a second. So again, with Ferox getting DPS down, Moves will follow suit. And now What's Up Bay will move on to the winners bracket grand finals of this week's event. And Jaws with Lasers will get dropped into the lower bracket, where you will see them play a little bit later on tonight. So we'll take a short break, guys, and we'll come back to you with the second semifinal we have, which is going to be between #Believe and No Clue. So stick around.
Last chance to nail down your strategy. Let's get this.
And we're coming back, guys, now with our second semi-final of the night. It's No Clue versus #Believe. #Believe sporting the left or western side of the map over on the blue team. and No Clue sporting the eastern or red side of the map over on the red team. With the game starting off here, we're already seeing blue team taking a huge amount of damage. Moving over to Tui, they're seeing how he's hanging on, sitting at about 50% health. The health pool you were seeing there was actually his DS, so don't be sure not to mistake that like I did in the first and other round we had there with the double necromancers. Coolja already going into the downseater. Nessie gonna pop his misform and get that nice res off there. We also saw Renkizamora actually wasting his elixir S in the process. They're trying to go for a stomp, but they're almost immediately going to reapply this pressure over here onto Coolja to try and knock him out of play. Moving over to Coolja again, seeing how he himself is hanging on. Not too good in all honesty as we take a look at runs into that immobilizer, pretty much sealing his own doom there. It was gonna have a heal come up in about 2 seconds. Nessie actually getting feared off the corpse there. I believe a Mar coming in from Hatsui as Nessie comes in, tries to get this res off here right now. We did see the Golem rolling by over here. Did not actually run any of them over successfully. So these two are still alright, but again, resing Coolja's a bit of a far reach, and even Nessie will end up in the downstate here now. And with that, guys, No Clue will take a quick round one. They're going to push themselves up to a 1-0 lead and just one more game away from guaranteeing themselves a spot in the grand finals where they will go up against What's Up Bay if they manage to take that second round, that is. So stick around. We'll be back as soon as our players are ready with the second round.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, we are back now with the second round. It's No Clue versus #Believe, and I really pronounced that C. Might have actually like pierced the mic. But gates opening up in 3 seconds. Believe losing that first round there, and now going to be at a bit of a risk of getting knocked into the lower bracket. We're going to see how they respond as we go into the second round. Coolja and Nessie going to play a little bit carefully this time, hanging out behind the midpoint, not going in just yet. Going to wait for the red team to pressure onto them. Coolja needs to have that burst primed and ready to go. He's not going to get many chances. Again, the Kandis are going to stack onto him very quickly indeed if he is not careful. You got a Kandi Engie as well. You've got a Kandi Necro. You got to be really careful. Watch your CC too, especially Coolja, I would say, as well, because you take a look at him, he's got that Signet of Spite ready to go at a moment's notice, which will absolutely decimate Coolja if he's not being careful due to his low amount of health in general there. But again, combat not starting just yet. You're obviously seeing those little pokes coming into play there. Coolja tossing in, actually does manage to connect, I believe it was Focus 4 there. But once again, we're going to loop ourselves around here as we wait for these teams to engage on one another, just tossing grenades, tossing marks out, tossing auto attacks. Nobody wants to push in just yet, but I think we're going to see it soon. Coolja getting a bit impatient, pushing forward. Red team doesn't want that, though. You can see, that they might have them surrounded. Nessie coming into play. They're actually going to engage on the Ness. This gives Coolja the cool he needs to go into play here. Going right onto I Love Hatsui. Hatsui will jump into his desk. Also managed to pop off his heal there, too, as you saw. So he's in an okay position once again after that nice burst that came on him there from Coolja. Hatsui is going to take a side stance here. We're also going to see a crate coming into play here. Now going to try to turn the tables back over here onto Coolja, but Coolja's having none of that. Instantly running away and getting out of this fight. He's trying to at least, but again, nice mobilize coming off. Look at all these condos on Coolja here at the moment. Not doing so hot, switching over to his point of view, has nothing left to cleanse. Is all going to be absolute, all but forced to pop his renewed focus here. Going to have to try and cleanse more condies as he moves away, uses the trade here, and cleanses with Virtue of Resolve. Once again, moving away. He's actually doing quite okay, and look at this too. Renkizamora has taken a little bit of damage, moving back. Once again, Renkizamora gets a pull up on Nessie, but again, falls back, keeps in mind again that he himself is low and is still 10 seconds away from a heal. If blue team wants to dive in, now is the opportunity to do so. They need to knock out someone here quickly. 5 seconds, so Rin's heal is up and available here. Nessie as well has taken a significant amount of damage, and Nessie is actually going to find himself in the downstate first. Rin's heal now back up, and now the blue team shifts back into the troubled position here as red team tries to knock them out one by one, and I believe red team might have done it. Hesitation from the blue team might have been the issue here in the second round, and it looks as though that's going to be the case. Blue team waited far too long for the engagement there. They had a nice opportunity to dive in onto Rin, but did not take it whatsoever here. Rin was able to get his heal off, and in the process of all that, Nessie as well got taken out. So with that said, guys, No Clue is going to take a 2-0 victory. They're going to move on to the grand finals of the winners bracket, which is going to be played just a little bit later, and we will see #Believe moving into the lower bracket. So stick around, guys, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with those lower bracket games. Be returning in about 1 minute.
And I don't wanna have to give a damn about you or your inhibitions. And after all, you're the one who told me love was not for everybody. However, I'm starting to see this world in the right light, yet it still gets darker. You see, it's just a simple symphony or a painting, whatever. It's a natural path, it spans infinitely, but my world is crumbling. Let it collapse into the abyss. In the midst of summer it won't exist. This emptiness, it's just a blank slate.
The match starts soon.
Waiting for a painter to interfere.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And we are coming back now, guys, with our first lower bracket quarterfinal of the night here. It's going to be Outplayed by Children versus Jaws with Lasers. Still best of threes, obviously. But again, risking elimination for both sides here as we are in a lower bracket game. Jaws with Lasers, again, consisting of laser moves on a now switched back to DPS Guardian. Previously in the second round of the last of these two played, he was on a support/bunker Guardian, and as well still having Ferox, who was playing Mesmer, has actually swapped out now to an Elementalist. So they too are going to take the, I guess we'll call it the Celestial Strength Red Pill, because that makes sense to me, for whatever reason. And the game will begin! So with that said, obviously again, still have that double Celestial comp over on Outplayed by Children's side. Very tanky indeed. We're going to see how it faces off versus the blue team as well. But again, the game's starting here. Obviously focusing on a Ferox, which is interesting, to say the least, because considering the fact that Moves is running with a DPS Guardian, I want to say that they think that he's running with Burst Ellie build, which is obviously, as you can see here, is not the case. So I'm kind of curious as to why they haven't swapped targets very quickly on the laser moves yet and try to take him out. So very interesting thing to say. Obviously, again, Ferox does bring a lot of support to the fight, so he's still a completely viable target option. But it was just an interesting thing to note nonetheless. We will see Ferox go down, though, down in a rather interesting spot, I must say. And Moves, I think, kind of screwed up a bit there. I want to say that was communication to say Ferox was going to jump down onto the lower platform, but he decided against it there. And as you can see, they're not really going to try to go for it. I want to say he tried to go for a bit of a glitch play there and tried to res him from behind the wall. Obviously, though, that did not work. Now Moves is going to take that round there, or rather going to take the damage there, as his teammate did get knocked out. Outplayed by Children will take the first round, put themselves up 1-0, and just one more game from eliminating their opponents and moving themselves on the lower bracket semifinal.
nights when we were younger and we would never sleep. So let's forget about tomorrow and live for tonight while we're free. Touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive.
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, and we are coming back now with the second game. You will obviously note that Ferox switched off the Elemental, seeing that that did not work too well. In the first game, he has now gone back onto a Mesmer, and will be playing it with Sword Focus, as well as a Great Sword, running it with Runes of the Pirate, Berserker's Amulet, and still a standard Shadow build with 44006 being his trait split. He's actually going to kind of force the hand here of the red team. Very interesting opener, as you'll see here. Both of the red team, that's actually really funny. Both of them got Sharknadoes, believe it or not, as well. Backpack running with Elixir X there? Not sure. Somebody at 2E going category 5 in the chat there, as both of them came in there with huge Sharknadoes. But again, the real combat getting started here now. We will see Ferox taking quite a bit, and actually almost already will already go into the downstate here now. Moose will have to come in, try and save the day. Does get that traded knockback off there, but again, we will obviously see the Elementalist diving back in here, doing a serious amount of damage over here. We're going to see Moves coming in, still trying to resurrect up his teammate, but obviously that is not going to happen here, as the AoE is just crazy coming onto these two. Moves is now the last player left alive, and now with that said, more than likely outplayed by Children is going to be taking the 2-0 victory here, moving on to the next round, the losers brackets semifinals, and eliminating Jaws with Lasers from the event. We are obviously still waiting for Laser Moves to get eliminated, but that should come very shortly. As again, he's kind of, and again, you know, Backpack's reputation preceding himself there. Will the trolling a bit here at the end of the game, as mannered player he is there. But always showing a good sport there now, and take the longest amount of time possible to eliminate Laser Moves from the game. And there we go. Okay, guys. So, with that said, Laser Moves is going to get knocked out here, outplayed by Children. We'll get the 2-0 victory, eliminate Jaws with Lasers from the event. And now, with that said, guys, we will be moving on to our next round, which is going to be between, once again, #Believe and What Are You Doing? So stick around, guys, and we'll be back in about a minute and a half with that game.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And we're back, guys! Once again, this is the Mistpedia Weekly 2 versus 2. I'm your host, Blue, for the evening. Once again, Helseth and Sizer was supposed to be here tonight, casting instead of me, actually. I was just going to be running the stream. But Helseth had to work in the morning, so we had to push that back. We will be trying to do that in the future once again, though, so hashtag HelsethCastBestCast is going to be happening very soon, and I'll be joined by Sizer, hopefully. But anyway, guys, the first round of this next match, which once again is between What Are You Doing and hashtag Believe, has begun here. We are just waiting at the moment for the real comment again. You obviously saw there was a little bit of poking action going on there. Nobody really committing to the fights just yet. But Quildra went in. I think a fear went out there from Zombify over on Quildra. You will note over here that we are going to see Zombify pulling out his goal. Let's see if they're going to try to engage them. More than likely that'll actually be the case. He might try to get the run over on one of these two players over here. Actually going to swap her point of view over onto Zombify so we can see it a little bit more clear. Here we go. Is trailing off the charge here right now. Does manage to not get the knockdown on either of the players, actually, as we will see here. Going right in over here on the Nessie. The Nessie getting loaded with heavy amounts of Condi. Switching over to Nessie's point of view once again. Trying to see how he is doing here at the moment. Did do a nice job of getting those off of him, and as well Quildra acting as support over here, trying to knock out Cade. And again, Cade has to be careful here too. Just in general, against this competition, Cade's going to be careful playing melee because of the fact that, again, you've got the DPS guard, and that's always a very dangerous thing for a thief to deal with. But as well, you've got Nessie too. And Nessie, again, playing DD, that's just, again, there's a lot of AoE that Cade's not going to be able to control if it hits him or not. There's just going to be a lot of annoyances coming into play, and he does have to be really careful with that. However, you will note, though, that because the blue team is really so distracted with Cade over here, Zombify is actually doing a really excellent job with Condi application. He's kept Nessie down to a very low state of health almost this entire fight so far, and in the meantime, Quildra in general has just had a really hard time catching Cade. So while nobody's really made super duper progress in terms of getting anybody down just yet, Nessie is certainly probably the weakest link so far in this 2v2, at least based on what we've seen so far. They're gonna have to work on turning that around as we go a little bit later into the fight. But moving on from that, once again, we will obviously see here that this Worm going to get DPS down. A little bit of an odd position, actually, for Zombify to throw that down. And I'm guessing, or rather, I'm assuming that Red Team was going to continue pushing onward to push them back, and that Zombify, that generally speaking, would have been Zombify's fallback position. But obviously, those plans got shattered. And now we're seeing a very different change-up in the strategy from the blue team here now, as they do move directly and not going to take any chances, just diving right up here, putting the pressure to Zombify, instead of letting it come onto Nessie from here on out and playing themselves defensively. Zombify kiting back here. Nessie did end up going into the downstate, switching over to his point of view here right now. We do see Quildra being feared off the corpse here. Believe as Zombify enters, still tries to get into the res up, but again gonna get feared here. Now trying to knock him out of play. Cade and Zombify, generally speaking, still rather low here, but Nessie will find himself in the downstate in just a second. But Zombify will go down. Can Quildra take this in a 2v1? A lot of damage going on him. Thankfully, though, as we saw there, Zombify just got up. All players seriously low here. Zombify coming out of his DS might find himself in the downstate, but 29 health. Quildra is gonna go down. Cade's still very low, but thankfully that SR should be enough to save Zombify, saying, "Get off me," as Quildra falls, and in a very close match indeed there, our red team is going to pull through, and they will be now 1-0 in the set, just one game away from moving on into the losers bracket semifinals, where they will take on Outplayed by Children. Stick around, guys, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds to a minute with round 2 of this match.
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Time to do some real damage.
Alright, guys, we are back once again with the Mistpedia Weekly 2 versus 2 Cup. It's What Are You Doing versus hashtag Believe. We're in the second round of it. What are you doing? Taking, again, a very clutch and very close round 1 here. But obviously, again, we're going to see the blue team play things very differently than we saw. Again, similar to how we see a lot of rounds going here. We saw that very passive, very passe round 1 going out there. Again, with both teams kind of waiting in the wings. We saw red team make a bit of a push, but then it turned around. And then we saw blue team kind of go all in. It didn't work so well for them. So it's interesting at least to see that now. We're going to see them go for that all-in push again. Obviously, again, they are at a much higher health pool. And look at this, guys. They're doing a really awesome job here at the moment of keeping themselves up and alive. Cade is about to go into the downstate. Thankfully, though, as you saw, their spamming 2 was able to cleanse conditions. And again, with 1.3k health, a very close fight indeed. But now, with Zombify going down, I'm not sure if Cade's going to be able to pull this off. Zombie's going to get stomped out. Cade nowhere to be found, as again, he is far too low in order to support himself. He's going to move completely away. He's on a reset combat again. He will gain that advantage of the fact that blue team did choose to actually go for the kill on Zombie there instead of actually pursuing Cade. So he'll get that advantage. But obviously, again, Cade now losing his teammate has put himself in a very large disadvantage as well because of the fact that he's now going to have to deal with this in a 1v2 versus 2 players that very easily might even be able to be in a 1v1. So, not looking good for Cade and looking very good indeed for our blue team. Cade trying to survive, gonna move away, and unfortunately, like I said, there won't survive long. He'll fall into the downstate very quickly. Gonna troll for a bit there, get himself on top. Won't be able to get himself rezzed up, and we're even seeing just a little bit of cleave coming up from downstairs there. They might even just kill him with that, but here comes Nessie. Gonna knock him out here with the cleave, and there we go, guys. Blue team gonna tie things up at 1-1, and that last spot in the losers bracket semifinals is now at risk for both these teams, as we are just 1 game away from seeing who's gonna get it.
To nail down your strategy.
And we're coming back once again, guys. Final round. What are you doing versus #Believe. We are here now. Gates will be opening up in about 5 seconds, and we will now see who's gonna push onward and who's gonna get sent home with nothing, or rather sent back to the Miss with nothing in their pockets. Coming out of the gates here, we are going to see blue team, as it would appear, going very aggressively once again. That did work for them last time, but now we're going to have to see how red team reacts. Is playing actually only going about halfway this time. They didn't push all the way in, and you'll see red team is now playing extremely defensively. Now, if you recall actually back to the first game they played, this did end up being a mistake for them, playing far too defensively and then waiting for their opponents to engage them. This is the red team we're talking about at the moment. Now, again, they are choosing to do that here. Obviously, this is a very different composition, but just keep that in mind, is that when they did try to do this last time, when they tried to sort of wait it out, wait for their opponents to push onto them, or rather, wait for a more opportune moment to engage, which they never got in that first round, they did find themselves eliminated. So, at the moment, I would honestly say blue team has a bit of an advantage. But we're going to wait and see, though. Cade, switching over to his point of view, seeing how he's hanging out as he did pop his Bazzy, diving in over here, going on Nessie. Nessie taking about 1/3 of his health there, but again, obviously will be regenerating quite a bit of it as he is on that TDLA at the moment, diving in over here on the Zombify. Zombify, again, remember, this is his DS health, not his full health there. He didn't get burst down that quickly, but coming out of that once again, he is going to have to try and move away from things here, as he does take quite a bit of damage. But look at that, going to get that huge number of connies. Apologies, there's a mosquito in this room, and he keeps trying to get in my face. But Nessie will go down there with that nice amount of burst coming off. Obviously, we did see Quilja coming in with a nice knockback onto Cade, pushing Cade away. Cade, look at how low Cade is here. He may go into the downstate here in just a second if he's not careful too, but once again, Nessie still being the prime target. Cade was able to survive at the time, but dives in over here, takes Nessie into the downstate now. Switching over to Cade's point of view, seeing how he's hanging out. We do see a lot of AoE coming out here from Quilja. Just remember, again, he's a lot of instant cast damage spikes here, rather, but Cade will come in there for the interrupt onto Nessie. Nessie will stay down, Quilja's down as well, guys, and that's the end of it. Our red team is going to take this round with Zombify coming in to stomp out Nessie, and now we're going to see the 2-1 going into the favor of What Are You Doing, so they will be moving on to the losers bracket semifinals, which we're going to play in just a little bit. But before we get to that, guys, we are going to move back up to the championship bracket, and we're going to see What's Up Bay play No Clue. Stick around, guys, and we shall be back in just a few moments. Alright guys, and we're coming back with the winner's bracket grand finals now. It's going to be No Clue playing over on the red team. Once again, it's Tatui and Rin Kizamura playing over here on the red side, going up against Zeus and Kizo Swan. Over here on the blue side, playing for Team Wazop Bay. We're going to see how things go, guys, once again. Still best of 3, obviously. This is the, actually, well, this is the last best of 3 in the upper bracket. This is the last upper bracket game. So winner of this will get A, guaranteed gems, and B, they will get that coveted advantage position in the grand finals of this week's event, which means they only have to win 1 best of 5 set, whereas their opponents, whoever that may be, will have to win 2 best of 5 sets. The loser of this will not be eliminated just yet. They'll be sent down to the lower bracket final, where they will play the winner of the next game we'll show on stream, and again, the winner of that will go on to face the winner of this game. But again, look at this, guys! Excellent combination coming in here from No Clue. Creek comes down. Condi's absolutely decimating Keys. He didn't even know how to, wasn't even able to react to that because he went down so quickly. But good recovery coming out for the blue team, though. Zeus made precise action that was able to get him right back up into play, and now they're going to try to turn things around, and look at this. Hatui getting very low. He's taking a lot of health here, losing a lot of health. Will follow suit. Zeus coming in for the stomp right now. Does have the fear ready to go. Not going to connect. Oh, wait. Oh, no. We saw the stealth come out there, actually. From Brendan Kizamore. Ren as well pops his Elixir S. So for the time being, both teams are going to be all right, but the pressure now coming back onto the red team here as Hatui tries to keep himself alive, moving back and away from things over here as he takes quite a bit of damage here still. The Condi's obviously rolling heavily onto him, trying to keep himself up. It's not going to happen, though. Do note that the blue team Spirit did die, though, so they're going to be a lot more susceptible to damage. But obviously, with the 2E going into the downstate, red team is going to be in a bit of a tough position here. We did see a fear going off, and look at this. Rin not going for a res. He's trying to knock out Kizos. Don't agree with that, because look at how low Hatui is. Hatui's going to get taken down, leaving only Rin alive here. Kizos will get himself back up into play, albeit still at a very low health pool, but that is not going to matter here. Zeus has plenty of health left and ready to go. And now with that, we will be seeing the blue team, Was Up Bay, take 1 out of the 2 games needed to move on to the grand finals here. And they will now just be 1 game away from either A, moving on, and for either A, moving on, and B, eliminating their opponents and dropping them into the lower bracket grand finals. So once again, guys, we'll crank up the tunes, and we'll be coming back in just a second with the second round.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, we're coming back once again now to the winners bracket finals of this week. It's No Clue versus Was Up Bay. Was Up Bay just took the first game versus No Clue. Very close game, don't get me wrong. We saw downs going on both sides. Very close indeed, but one little mistake, or at least one mistake that I feel happened, is we did actually end up seeing Ren Kizamura focusing a lot more on trying to take out Kizos than actually resurrecting his own teammate. And again, while both scenarios may have ended up badly, unfortunately the scenario he took did end up leading to a loss there. So we're going to have to see how things go now in round 2. We did obviously see Kizos sending his pet into the fray, as you can see from a taking damage. It won't matter too much though, as you can just swap that right out, and as he is actually out of combat, interestingly enough, he won't have any cooldown on the swap, so we'll be able to come right back out with that in just a second. I actually just noticed that there's, maybe, I don't know, maybe my US bug, but I thought there should be a cooldown on that. Anyway, combat now starting, heavy emphasis on knocking out Hatui. Once again, you can see 15, 16 stacks of blade. He will be able to cleanse that, but still took quite a bit of damage from all that. Moving over to Hatui's point of view once again, still has a little bit on him, but in general has managed to pull himself away from that for the timing and actually push those guys back over onto Zeus, trying to see here at the moment. Still running with Signet of Spite. Just didn't actually flip those Connies onto his opponent through Plexing or anything like that, but was able to get the Signet of Spite off onto Zeus there. Now, as you're going to see, Zeus will go into the downstate now. Moving over to Kizos, trying to see, did pop off the active over here on the Spirit. No interruptions coming out from the red team, and they will get Zeus up with that now. Red team did take this opportunity to fall back and get themselves back to better health pools instead of actually actively going for the kill there. Now, Hatui, again, still very low. In fact, he's probably going to go down here due to this burn, and maybe even this bleed, take if they can get 1 or 2 more things on him. Moving through his DS, then won't survive much longer here now. So actually, no, how does CC up and ready to go, so he's going to be able to heal through that. And once again, pull back. Stealth going out on him as well there. I believe we saw Ren 3 down the toss lick stress. Now keep in mind again, that will leave Toss Extracts that is unavailable for later applications. At least I believe it's a 60-second cooldown, or no, what is it, 50-second cooldown? Yeah, 50-second cooldown. I believe it's got to reduce there as well. So with the 50-second cooldown coming into play, that's not going to be available more than likely if we do end up seeing Continue go down, which is looking very likely indeed, just based on the pacings of this match. We're seeing him up right now. We're going to see a 2 end up going into the downstate, and again, does not have that res utility available this time. No stomp coming out just yet, just going for the cleave set, but here comes Zeus with the misform stomp. It is going to connect, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have our first grand finalist here. No clue, only having Ren Kizumura up and ready to go. And with that said, we will actually be seeing What's Up Bay moving on to the grand finals, and No Clue will be dropped into the lower bracket finals, where they'll have their one chance of redemption after we see, hold on one second, after we see What Are You Doing and Outplayed by Children take each other on, guys. So we're going to be moving to that match, which is once again the lower bracket semifinals, in just a moment. So you guys are sticking around, and we'll be returning in just a few minutes with the lower bracket semifinal between What Are You Doing and Outplayed by Children.
Last chance to nail down
And
your
welcome
strategy.
back, guys, once again to this week's Mistpedia 2 vs 2 Cup. My name is Blue. I am your host for this evening, and this is going to be our second to last game here on stream tonight. We do have, once again, this is the lower bracket semi between Outplayed by Children and What Are You Doing? Winner of this moves on to the lower semi, where they will take on No Clue, and winner of that moves on to take on, take on What's Up Bay, which has Zeus and Kizus on it. Again, they got that advantage spot in the grand finals, so it'll be a very formidable opponent indeed. But once again, guys, with this match starting off here, we're gonna wait and see again. Cade and Zombify trying to kite around the barrier here at the moment. Cade takes the opportunity to leap it over here onto Wakey. Wakey taking quite a bit of damage here. We will see the crate coming back down there from backpack, though. Does not... Actually, no! We did see the immobilize connecting onto Cade there, but again, Cade doing a nice job of avoiding this damage. Switching over to his point of view, gets absolutely decimated there and thrown into the downs. I believe backpack got a really good crit off there with Crowbar and knocked him out through that, and he is going to instantly get taken down here. Zombify as well, taking a look at his point of view, is just going to lay down and take this round, unfortunately. And with that, we're going to see Outplayed by Children take the first round here, and they will now just be one more game away from that spot in the lower bracket grand final.
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And we're back! Once again, it's Outplayed by Children versus What Are You Doing? Or What Are You Doing? If we're going to pronounce it properly. Once again, guys, elimination on the line here for What Are You Doing? If they do not come back here versus Outplayed by Children, the previous week's champions are about to move on once again to the lower bracket final and may just move on to that final. Once again, they will have to win this round here. We're already seeing Cade diving directly into the fray over here. We'll jump back there. I think we're just trying to scare Wakey a little bit there, but dives right in back again. Now getting some serious damage on the Wakey. Again, you look at Wakey, not really any cooldowns have been popped. Did he believe he went into water tomb there and popped a couple there, but in terms of his utilities and everything, almost nothing has been popped just as of yet. He's doing quite fine. Meanwhile, over on Cade's side of the world over here, you can see that Rennie's popped one of his cooldowns. Says he had to pop. He has actually popped his HIS just a few moments ago there, so not doing too well with these engagements here. And in the meantime, as well, we see Zombify really not doing too well versus Backpack over here. You can see Zombify really having some issues keeping himself alive. Again, Connie's just going to absolutely melt him here, and now Backpack will come in and melt him with absolutely no trouble. Take him out and leaving and even Cade, I didn't even see that happen. Cade going down here too, so Outplayed by Children is going to take a 2-0 here in the lower bracket semi. They are going to move on to take on No Clue in their next round, so stick around, guys, and that'll be coming up in just a second. Just 2 more sets left to the end of the tournament. So make sure you guys are sticking around, invite your friends to the stream, get them all in here, and watch as we are coming close to the end of this week's tournament.
The eyes of root of all evil. I've got the eyes of an eagle watching you. I'm watching you. I left you burning with fire. Why don't you just retire? I left you burning with fire.
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, we are back once again. It is Outplayed by Children versus No Clue. We are here at it's the lower bracket finals once again, guys. We are going to be seeing the winner of this move on to the grand finals of the event. Keep in mind they will, first of all, get the guaranteed 800 gems per player, but they will be in the disadvantaged position versus What's Up Bay, which will mean they'll have to win 2 best-of-5 sets, whereas, again, What's Up Bay will only have to win the singular best-of-5 set because they are coming in from that upper bracket in an undefeated position. Now, some of you may have caught on to this already, but for those who didn't, this is actually a rematch of the first round that we ended up playing, so these two are meeting up once again, so now we're going to see who's going to move on. Will it be No Clue, who originally eliminated Outplayed by Children in the upper bracket, or is Outplayed by Children going to score their revenge here and move on themselves, eliminating and getting revenge for the earlier round? But this is still a very close game at the start of things here. You will see Wakey actually getting hit here by the getting hit by Signet of Sight rather early in the game here at the moment. But again, you can see he's again taking it like a champ at the moment, not really taking much damage whatsoever. So going to be able to move away from that, survive that, and again, now we'll put a Hatui on a rather large cooldown for any effective Kandi application. Obviously, again, marks and all that will still be rather effective against them, but the real damage will come into play from that Signet of Sight when and if he's able to land that once again. Now, look at this too, as Ren Kizumura has just barely survived. His heal's about 3 more seconds away here, but the pull will come in for backpack. Let's see, nicely done. They are going to be able to knock it down with the crowbar. We're also going to be seeing coming over here. We will see a 2v trying to come in for the res, but Wiggy will now dive in for some serious damage here at the moment, trying to knock him out of play, and just like that, the stomp will connect onto Rin, and as well, we're going to see a lot of damage transferring over here onto a Tui now, trying to knock him down. The Ninja Magnet, as Koji just said in our math chat here, coming out. Rin did not see backpack sneaking around the back there, and managed to knock him down with that. Hatui being the last player alive, unfortunately, will not be able to eliminate either of these two, or at least I don't believe we'll be able to eliminate either of these two. And now with that said, Outplayed by Children are going to take round 1. Do you know he actually got backpack down there? Hold on, wait, hold on. He's actually got the heal ready, but yeah, he's going to have to move away from this, get the heal off. Backpack got up into play, and now the Kandis will come rolling right back on Hatui. I believe it's all over, guys. So Outplayed by Children is going to take round 1, and now we'll just be 1 game away from a spot in the grand finals. We'll stick around, guys, and we'll be back in about 1 minute with round 2.
Now that I have you standing here, I must confess my sin.
The match starts soon.
And we're coming back now, guys. Our players have just readied up, so it is judgment time for the blue team. Once again, no clue is on the chopping block here. And at the risk of placing third, if they do not come back here, they do not want that. They want to push forward. They want to get that second place, at least. They obviously want first, but second place wouldn't be too bad either. So, let's see once again if they'll be able to wrap things back around versus Outplayed by Children, or will Outplayed by Children take the 2-0 score and eliminate them right here, right now. Wakey gonna pull out the Swirling Winds, actually does not manage to go down in time in order to penetrate the grenades there, so they will get that temporary chill on them, as well as putting the red team players into combat, but blue team won't push into that, but uh-oh. For those who saw it, we just saw the Toss Look Stress coming up, but nice retaliation coming out there from Backpack as well, putting their grenades down at the exact moment, completely destroying that initiative to push forward from the blue team there, so now everybody's gonna pull back. Backpack coming in, he's gonna get the pull-off, Magnet does connect as well, their crowbar, nicely done! Gonna get that off on him, but Rimki Zamora gonna pop his own cooldown, obviously again, very large cooldown will be used, but we'll still get out of here. Now gonna try to push the pressure over here onto Wakey. Wakey gonna pop his immunity there, so those chills and all those other grenades that Rin just tossed at his opponent are not going to connect, obviously. Rin will hang back here for the time being. Still a hefty amount of conditions sitting on the Wakey at the moment, but they will be able to cleanse a decent amount of those. And now Rin is in quite a tough spot. He's going to bring down his own crate, but look, he actually dodged out of that. So again, was not able to get the med kits down in time in order to run those over there and res himself up. And Tui now going to be forced to come over here and try to get the res. Not going to happen. Tui now eating through his own DS, and no one on the red team is even close to being eliminated. Tui going to get CC down here. Connie's rolling all over him. He looks like he's probably going to get thrown into the down state anytime now. And with that, guys, Outplayed by Children is going to take a 2-0 victory, move on to the next round, where they will take on the winner's bracket finalist. What's up, Bay? For all the gems tonight, so congratulations to Outplayed by Children. They are going to be moving on, and they will be getting a guaranteed at least 800 gems per player. As for No Clue, they played very well tonight indeed as well, but they will be going home with nothing, unfortunately, but they will get that third place bronze medal as well, so congratulations to them, and hopefully we will see them return next week. But again, guys, we're moving on to the grand finals. We'll be back in just a minute with that. Stick around.
I feel good.
I'm exposed, laid out my secret. My heart doesn't stand a chance. I've always loved you ever since the day we shared the same air. I've always loved you ever since the day we shared the same air. Right there in front of you, I've been right there waiting on you to see the sign and recognize what the rest of your life looks like. What the rest of your life looks
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your
Alright, guys, for
strategy.
the last time tonight, welcome back to the Mistpedia Weekly 2 vs 2 Cup. We are now here at the Grand Finals. It is Outplayed by Children, our returning champions from last week, taking on What's Up Bay over here on the blue team with Kizos and Zeus. Again, the compositions, we are seeing Kizos run with a, once again, with a Spirit Ranger over here, and Zeus running with a DD Celestial Elementalist. We have a similar composition over here on the red team, again, mirroring that DD Celestial Elemental, or apologies, no, he's DF, actually, at the moment. DF Celestial Elementalist here, and then Backpack as well, running a, running a Celestial build with with rifle, and strength through and still with that 60044 trait split. Again, combat already beginning here. Not seeing, actually no, taking a look over here, Zeus has already taken quite a bit of damage here as he does push onward here. Still trying to fall back again, playing things quite safely for the timing as he does push in once again, but still red team a very kind of impenetrable shield as they are a rather tanky composition, and that was part of the reason why they were able to win so swiftly last week. As a reminder again, this is the grand finals and our blue team is here in the advantage position, which does mean that they only need to win one best of 5 set, and as another reminder, these are best of 5 sets now, no longer best of 3 sets, but What's Up Bay came into this from the upper bracket, so they only need to win one best of 5 set, whereas the team that came in from the lower bracket, Outplayed by Children, they are going to have to win 2 best of 5. Whoa! Zeus getting pulled up into the air there. Whoopsie daisy. But anyway, they need to win the double best of 5 set if they do want to take this tournament and win it as well. But again, we're not really seeing any progress here at the moment. We are seeing a red team slowly, very slowly, whittling down the members of the blue team here. Actually, we may actually start to see some action now. Zeus about to go down, but hold on, Wakey pulled out there at the last second. Not going to go for that killing blow there. Actually, Kizos too will be able to get his own heal down as Zeus rolls back over here, spamming auto attacks. We're going to try and get some more health back as well. Swapping into water form here, we'll be able to get a decent amount back. Moving over here as well into the hill. He's bringing help, getting that back, but a lot of Kandi application just went on him. He's probably going to find himself in the down state. There we go. Finally, somebody goes down over here. Now we're going to see Wakey coming in, trying to get the elimination off onto him as well. Kizos being pushed away from the target. Kizos already used the Nature Spirit, so is not going to be able to save the day here. We will see Zeus moving away with the Vapor Form, but it's not going to happen there, or the reses are not going to happen there. Kizos will go down, Zeus will follow suit, and Outplayed by Children will take round 1 here in the first set of the grand finals of this week's Cup. And we got a long final ahead of us.
Start soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, we are back. Once again, it's Outplayed by Children versus What's Up Bay. 1 second.
Let's get this started.
What's Up Bay versus Outplayed by Children. Once again, What's Up Bay coming into this with the advantage position. However, it seems as though that our red team may have a chance of coming back into this yet. Playing a very promising first round versus What's Up Bay. Once again, we're going to have to wait and see who actually goes on. Or who actually is able to take round 2 here. If blue team's going to do much better, if they're going to be able to swing things back around and do a much more excellent job, or will the red team do the same thing they played last round with sort of whittling down the blue team until they got low enough and then going in for that spike burst, knocking them out with little spike burst they do have, going in for it, knocking them out, and then just taking them down one by one like we saw in round 1. So again, the beginning of these games, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, the beginning of these games won't be very exciting. We're going to see a lot of ups and downs on both sides. I do have to note the blue team is doing a much better job. You will note there too, like we saw a couple rounds ago, I'm not entirely sure I remember who that was, but we saw a round or two ago where someone instantly got locked down via a crate and then a Kandi application that just couldn't do anything, instantly got knocked out. We almost saw that right there again. Unfortunately though, or rather unfortunately for the blue team, or unfortunately for the team that had that happen to them, we almost saw that lockdown happening to Wakey there just a couple seconds ago, as blue team were able to get the CC off onto them and keep them in a good spot, but unfortunately was able to get out of that just in time, and we are seeing the red team starting to get their pushback now, Zeus being the last person left up and alive, unfortunately in a 1v2, and again with red team having most of their health up and ready to go, we'll more than likely be seeing round 2 go into the favor of Outplayed by Children as well. I'm not muted. No, somebody's lying in chat.
They'll have to hit much harder.
I'm not muted. Somebody lied in chat. Anyway, going on with things. I don't believe I'm muted anyway. If I'm not muted, somebody say something. Or if I'm... I don't know. But this round's over, guys. Red team's gonna score points, and... yeah. Red team will now be 2-0 in the set. Zeus is still hanging on, though, but... okay, thank you, chat. We're just waiting for Zeus to get eliminated, guys. Unfortunately, again, red team's too tanky. Zeus as well is running with Zeus running Celestial instead of I did make a mistake there too. I want to do apologize that he's not actually running DD. He was running that in earlier rounds. I didn't realize he had swapped out to I think it's SD, right? No, well SF. He's running SF. I didn't realize he had swapped out to SF. SF again, a little bit more damage on the table in my opinion, but in general it will still be, you know, like in this 1v2 scenarios, he's not going to be able to win those just because the red team is too tanky and he himself doesn't have enough damage to spike someone down really quickly, unfortunately. So, red team's going to take round 2. Will now be 2 in this set and 1 game away from winning the first set needed to actually eliminate the advantage that our blue team does have here. That guy what? That's not funny, man. Don't joke about that stuff. You're lucky this is a casual stream. If this was like TOL or something, I'd be furious right now. Don't test me. Anyway, we'll be right back. Capital.
Armored up.
Also, thanks to Wyatt Earp, apologies if I butchered that name, Wyatt Earp89 for subscribing. Yeah!
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, once again we are back now with what could be the final round of this set at least here in the grand finals, as Outplayed by Children is about to take the third round if they are able to continue their streak. Obviously, Wazza gonna have to try and turn things around now. Obviously, if they themselves want to try to turn this back around and end things right here in this set against their opponents. Keep in mind, obviously, again, that, like I've said many times tonight, that because Outplayed by Children came from the lower bracket, if they do win this best of 5 set, we will reset the scores back down to 0 and go once again into a second set due to the fact that Outplayed by Children came in from the lower bracket. Just want to make sure that's clear for everybody so we don't all of a sudden say like, whoa, why didn't they instantly win? Blah, 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 blah. But anyway, game now getting started. Kizos actually took a significant amount of damage there. Interestingly enough, Kizos is running with a great sword. Power Ranger. Interesting. Alright, so Kizos changed up his build. Not sure if this is a YOLO play or not, but Kizos changing out to Power build now, as you can see here, running with Great Sword and Longbow at the moment, with Sken still running with Strength Runes on the Berserker's Ammo, traits being full 6 points into Marks and Skirmishing, as well as the 2 points into Beast Mastery. He as well will still be a lot squishier because of this choice. Wakey gonna come in here. He's actually gonna get himself up. Keep in mind, he's still running with the Res Spirit there, but it will not be mobile anymore, so he's gonna be able to actually, it actually kind of, in my opinion at least, my humble opinion, it makes kind of the spirit a little bit more interesting because of the fact that it doesn't move with you, so you can kind of hide it in places. Like, you can kind of go put it in again, you have to, like, because it is kind of buggy when you bring it out and it's stationary because it comes out in random places, but, like, if you're able to pull it out in a good spot and hide it, you can, like, and we've seen this before on, like, we've seen it before in a couple of Kylo games where they have the immobile spirit and they just kind of put it down below Clock Tower, and then like people keep going down in mid-fights. I was like, why does he keep going down? Why does he keep getting back up? Because all of a sudden there's a spirit down bottom and you can't see it coming, so stuff like that keeps happening. It's just, you know, interesting to see. But regardless, red team still doing very well. Zeus will actually still be able to get Kizos back up into play here, as you just saw, but again, obviously we'll have to use quite a few of his own resources in order to get through all the cleave there, bring him back up into play, but definitely a little bit, in all honesty, looking maybe a little bit stronger this time. We're definitely seeing a lot more damage going on to the red team, in my opinion, but overall, obviously, the change-up may have not been worth it just because of the fact of how much squishier Kizos is, as well as all the lost support that the spirits may be bringing into these team fights. So, we're going to see Kizos go down. Backpack will be able to penetrate with a stomp that time, knocking him out, leaving only Zeus alive, and Zeus, unfortunately, is going to succumb to these connies rather early after his teammate got eliminated. So, with that said, guys, Outplayed by Children is going to take 3-0 in this set. The tournament is not over just yet. We're going to move on to a second set, so the scores will be reset back down to 0-0, and the winner of that set will be the winner of this week's tournament. So we'll be back in just a second with the first game of the second set.
Urge to kill rising. Last chance to nail down your strategy.
And we're coming back once again, guys, as you obviously have noted. The Anyway, as the scores have reset back to the 0-0, we are now in the second set of the grand finals here, outplayed by Children, having won that first one. It is another best-of-5 set, obviously, but the winner of this will be winning the tournament. So, we're going to have to see now who is going to take it. Coming out of the gates, taking a look in... Uh-oh. Well, crap.
I feel good.
Alright, well, unfortunately, we did actually have Wakey disconnect, I believe, at the start of the game there, so no points will be given to either side for that. We're going to reset things and then come back once we have a Wakey reconnect. So stand by, guys, and, well, we'll be back as soon as Wakey is. We were getting reports of server lag tonight. I guess Wakey finally bit the dust there and got that unfortunate disconnect. Thankfully, it happened before the match started instead of in the middle of it, because that would have been rather unfortunate. But, anyway, we're going to crank the tunes back up, back in just a minute.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright, they're back in. That was actually a lot quicker than I was expecting. Sorry about that. I thought Wakey had, like, really gotten disconnected there. But anyway, they're back in now. Or, like internet dropped out or something. Something more severe, but, as it usually is in the tournaments, you know, usually we have drama, and more drama when disconnects happen. But, it was actually rather uneventful. A bit disappointed, in all honesty. But, I said but like 4 times. I really need to improve my vocabulary. It's not good. Anyway. No engagements just yet. We will actually see a stealth come out here. Backpack gonna try. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, Wakey's still having lag issues, unfortunately. This could be a good advantage for What's Up, just to note that. But, oh my god, I keep saying it now. Now I'm brought attention to it, and it's gonna be even worse. A Backpack actually took the majority of the... God damn it, I said it again. Backpack took the majority of the damage there on the initial engagement. Zeus actually gonna get knocked down the hole, ace in the hole there, nicely done by, I believe that was Wakey that was able to push him down there. It's actually gonna separate him quite a bit from Kizos. Kizos will jump down to support though, but Zeus will have to pop quite a few cooldowns in order to keep himself alive. Switching over to his point of view now, as he pops Mistform and goes down. He's actually didn't use too much there. He obviously used Mistform, which is a pretty significant cooldown, granted, but his other two had already been used at the time, and he's obviously just gonna have to wait for those to come off, which something's gonna happen now. He's actually, I want to say he got stuck there or something, but for whatever reason, really buggy happened. Got hit by a crap load of bursts. Now he did go down. Note that too. I believe he accidentally hit 2 there and popped Vapor Form as he tried to move away. Knockback updraft specifically gonna come off there from the right team elementals. Backpack actually did go down. Yeah, he was saying Zeus just said that he actually got stuck on the camera angle or something there. Something got stuck for him. I was looking that way for me too. So a bit unfortunate with that, but he's still gonna get up. Backpack will get up as well. So what could have been a rather eventful couple of seconds there actually turned out to be rather anticlimactic as both teams managed to get their players back up. Backpack will come there, get a nice round of damage off on his Zeus there. As we go over to Zeus's point of view once again, seeing how he's hanging here, did pop the invulnerability there on his Earth Attunement, but once again, now that that has gone, he actually is going to be able to knock Wakey down here now, so let's wait and see. Again, Snob not coming in just yet. They are opting to go for the cleave instead, just to keep Backpack away from the corpse here and to keep him from screwing with him again, as he is running with Rifle. He does have quite a lot of CC to bring to the table. He is going to get knocked down there once again, and now as we can see, Backpack being the only player left alive. Both members of the blue team are still quite low. Granted, so Backpack may have a small chance to 1v2 this, but he's actually fallen back, and this will give blue team, you know, all the time they need. They may even reset combat, in all honesty, again, because Backpack chose to move away from that. Hitsu has pretty much reset combat at this point, so we'll go back in over here. Zeus still sitting at about 80% health, but I think blue team's got this one, and what was, firstly at least, what was a rough 3 games is going to end up coming back in favor of the blue team now. just waiting for Backpack to get eliminated here. Yeah, Wakey did end up DCing, but like I said, it was like, he was dead at that point anyway, so we're not really gonna... As the admin's message will be, we won't really take any action on that because he had already gone into the down state at that point, unfortunately, so... But congratulations to What's Up Bay. They're gonna take that round, and as well, we'll be moving on to our second round of the second set in just a moment. I'm actually going to give Wakey a couple seconds to sort out any internet issues he thinks he can sort out, so I will make sure that those disconnects do not happen again.
Rushing past my face. Just hold on to this warm embrace. Looking out, side by side, we'll stay.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Seasons change, still our love remains.
Alright, we're coming back now with round 2, the second set here at this week's Grand Finals, once again at the Mistpedia Weekly 2 vs 2 Cup. Don't know why I said it like that. But with the game beginning, we shall see now. Will What's Up Bay, after finally breaking that 3-round losing streak, be able to come back into this now and take a second round versus them as well, possibly putting them on the plate to winning. We're going to have to wait and see. Zeus was saying right before this set started, I think it was actually Kizos who was saying that Zeus was just playing the red team all along. He was really high in his true skills, so we're going to see if that was the case. As we get things, obviously I'm overhyping the crap out of what they actually said in map chat, but still. Zeus, obviously, though, as you can see, are taking quite a bit of damage, already popping the invulnerability they did have available in Earth form there. They are going to put a decent amount of conditions back on Wakey, but again, Wakey has a lot of healing power to offer himself, so he's probably going to be alright, probably will be able to deal with this quite nicely and then get out of this and regenerate his own health. Kizos, actually, is now going to be on the chopping block here as he does full back, and Kizos, for whatever reason, keeps changing his build to different things. I believe he ran this last set too, but he's running it with a Trap Ranger now, and has actually gone into the downstate there and knocked out, so red team seems to be coming back into things a lot better now. Backpack a score. Oh, a bit of a lag there. Is going to score that knockback off over there on the Zeus, and then once again, as it is only Zeus up, left and alive here, we probably are going to see Outplayed by Children take this set now and tie the second, or probably take this game and tie the second set up at 1-1. So once again, guys, set will be tied at 1-1. This is the final set here. It's still best of 5, so first team to 3 will be scoring the victory here at this week's Cup, but we will once again be taking a short 30-second break while we wait for our teams to ready up for our third round.
Feel the breeze rushing past my face. Just hold on to this warm embrace. Looking out side by side, we'll stay. Seasons change, still our love remains. Look in your love. Look in your love. Look in your
The match starts soon. Last chance to nail down your strategy. Let's get this started.
Alright guys, we're coming back once again with the next round of the Mistpedia Weekly 2 vs 2 Cup. We did have some disconnects there, but we are back in play now. So, with that said, let us see who is going to take it. What the? Hold on. What's going on? Hold on. Oh, so many delays. What's happening here? I think Zeus was dead? Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry about that. There was Zeus like died or something. Yeah, I've heard of this happening. So I think what happened there is there's a bug where if you're like dead when the game starts, your like body stays on the floor and you can't do anything. So you like he couldn't swap out of staff there and yeah, screwed him over. So we'll reset for that. So give me a moment, guys. I won't turn the tunes back up though. I'll keep my voice on stream for the time being, as it should only take a moment. But apologies once again. We are having some issues here. Best servers. Speaking of which, WildStar has like the worst servers ever. 6-hour server queues are amazing. Just wanted to say that. But anyway.
The match starts soon.
The real game
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
will now be getting started. So let us see who will be taking. Gates opening up, guys. Here we go. It is round 3 of the second set. Outplayed by Children versus Wasabe. Wasabe tying the set, or apologies, Outplayed by Children tying the set up at 1-1 just a moment ago. We're going to see Backpack coming in there with Cell just managing to get that pull off over there onto Kizos. But again, we're going to see a lot of damage coming off Kizos. Obviously as well, you will note they switch Kizos made off of Ranger onto Warrior. just a couple seconds ago there, managing to come out in a play with that. So we'll bring a lot more tankability to this play as well. Will be a bit more bursts added to the mix as he is running it with these axe and offhand sword builds. So there'll be a lot more pressure in general through the offhand sword abilities as well as the longbow, but then that huge amount of burst will come into play as well. Unfortunately, though, as you can see, not really making the difference here. Red team's still doing very well. We will see the banner come down to Red Zeus, but Kizos is very low indeed. He's going to go down. Wakey will come in here, get the stomp off, basically uncontestedly, and Zeus as well will be left as the last man standing. So Outplayed by Children should be able to take this round as well, put themselves up. And apologies as well, I didn't note this, but Zeus had, I just noticed there was a large amount of damage that went over there on the backpack a second ago, but Zeus has swapped out the Zerker amulet as well, so he's full burst Ellie, this team going for full damage specs instead of the tankier specs they were running with before. But again, Outplayed by Children will be able to take a 2-1 now, and then we'll just be one more game away from winning this event.
I appreciate the help.
Last chance to nail down your strategy.
Alright guys, we are coming back once again with what could be the final round here of this week's 2v2 Cup. Still Outplayed by Children versus Was Up A, obviously. But this is the second set, and Was Up... oh my goodness. And it's been a long cup tonight. And Outplayed by Children is just one more game away from winning here tonight. So let us see how it's gonna go. We do see the stealth coming out from the red team here. No engagement at the moment, but Zeus did actually catch on to that. But here comes the Sharknado from Wakey. Gonna come into play here now, trying to push away Kizos, and Kizos will get out of the way of that. And instead, we will be seeing Wakey switch his target over here onto Zeus now as well. Sharknado about to expire once again. That will eliminate all the pressure, but still, we have a lot of crap coming into play over here. We did actually see, I believe, Kizos managed to connect and eviscerate there on the backpack, putting a lot of pressure onto him, bringing him down to a very low state of health. But again, he will pop off his own heal, putting himself into a good position once again up here, switching over to Kizos again. Got a lot of Connies on him. Does not really have, and actually will still have that second of stamina, so that'll be the last Connie cleanse he has available. Zeus as well, not looking too hot at the moment, but Kizos will be the first person to go into the downstate. Wakey now coming in, will get the guaranteed stomp, and with that, guys, hold on though, backpack goes into the downstate now, switching ourselves over to Zeus's point of view. Zeus will eliminate backpack, and now it's Ellie on Ellie, but keep in mind, Wakey still sits at full health. Here we go, guys. Zeus versus Wakey. Wakey has a huge advantage. Let's see if Zeus will be able to get away. Stun will go off over there onto Zeus through the lightning aura as well. Zeus trying to get away from Wakey. He needs to get away, but no, it's not going to happen. Zeus will stay down. Wakey will get the stomp, and Outplayed by Children is going to win this week's Mistpedia 2 versus 2 tournament. Congratulations indeed to Outplayed by Children. They are each going to be taking home a 2,000 gem card for a total of 4,000 gems for each, for a total of 4,000 gems for both players on that team. And as well, our second place team, Was Up Bay, is going to be walking home with an 800 gem code for each player. That is about it for tonight, guys. So we would like to thank you all very much so for tuning into tonight's Weekly Cup. Keep in mind, we are now on what I'm calling the summer schedule of Mistpedia tournaments. We have the 3v3 Cup tomorrow, 2 p.m. for EU, 8 p.m. for North America. That's Eastern time, obviously. So again, we still need people to sign up for that. I believe there was only one sign up when we started this cup. So links are down below. Links are also over on I made a new post, by the way, on the PvP events forum. It's our sort of what I'm calling the Mistpedia master post. It just has all of our tournaments on it. I'll update it every Saturday or Sunday night with the new cups for the week. So make sure you guys are checking that out if you do want to participate in our cups. But again, Wednesday night is 3v3 night, and Thursday night is Conquest night. We also have the ESL Weekly Cup. It happens every Thursday afternoon, at least after my time, and the ESL 2v2 Cups, which is basically going to be the Mistpedia 2v2 Cup, but just ESL's name, will start this Tuesday as well. So make sure you guys are checking that stuff out. And if you cannot join us for any other events happening throughout the week, I hope you will join us next week at the Mistpedia 2 vs 2 Cup. NA number 17, I believe will be, but we're not using the numbering system anymore. We're just calling it the Weekly Cup. Thanks, guys, very much for tuning in. We'll see you later. I'm going to be sticking around after we do our sign-offs. I'll be sticking around for a couple questions if anybody's got questions in the chat. If you don't have any, though, then you can go ahead and leave. And thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you later, guys. Have a good one.